Yet imagine our Earth 4.6 billion years ago, a fiery ball of molten rock still cooling from its formation. Oceans were forming as the Earth cooled, creating vast bodies of water. These primordial seas became the cradle of life. Simple organic molecules, the building blocks of life, assembled themselves in this chaotic yet fertile environment. These molecules, through a process we don't fully understand, came together to form the first single-celled organisms. These weren't complex life forms. They were simple, microscopic entities, but they were alive. They could replicate and pass on their genetic information. This was a giant leap for life. These early organisms were incredibly successful. They thrived in the nutrient-rich oceans. They multiplied, diversified, and evolved. This marked the beginning of a journey that would ultimately lead to us. These early life forms were incredibly resilient. They survived in a world very different from our own. Their tenacity set the stage for the incredible diversity of life we see on Earth today. It's a testament to the power of life, a force that can adapt and overcome even the harshest conditions. Early life on Earth existed in an oxygen-poor environment, but deep within those ancient oceans a revolution was brewing. A new type of organism emerged, cyanobacteria. These tiny organisms possessed a remarkable ability. They could perform photosynthesis. Photosynthesis allowed cyanobacteria to harness sunlight and convert it into energy. A byproduct of this process was oxygen. As these microscopic organisms thrived, they released increasing amounts of oxygen into the atmosphere. This was a pivotal moment in Earth's history. The rise of oxygen had a profound impact on life. It led to the formation of the ozone layer, which shielded Earth from harmful solar radiation. This paved the way for life to move out of the oceans and colonize the land. It was a game changer. The oxygenation of the atmosphere was a slow process. It took millions of years for oxygen levels to rise to levels we see today. But this great oxidation event was a turning point. It set the stage for the evolution of more complex oxygen-breathing life forms, including ourselves. For billions of years, single-celled organisms were the dominant form of life on Earth. But evolution had more in store. Around 600 million years ago, a new form of life emerged: multicellular organisms. These organisms were made up of multiple cells, each with specialized functions. This allowed for greater complexity and diversity in life forms. The first multicellular organisms were simple, soft-bodied creatures, but they were the ancestors of all the plants and animals we see today. This transition from single-celled to multicellular life is one of the most significant events in the history of life on Earth. It marked a dramatic increase in the complexity of life and paved the way for the incredible diversity of plants and animals we see today. The evolution of multicellular organisms was a slow and gradual process. It involved a series of genetic mutations and environmental pressures that favored organisms with increasing complexity. Over millions of years, these simple multicellular organisms diversified, giving rise to the first animals. Section 4, Out of the Water and Onto Land, a journey of fins, scales and fur. Life teems in the Earth's oceans. Yet, the land remained barren for billions of years. Then, around 400 million years ago, life began to conquer this new frontier. The first vertebrates to crawl onto land were descendants of fish. They evolved into amphibians, creatures capable of living both in water and on land. Amphibians gave rise to reptiles, creatures better adapted to life on dry land. Reptiles had scaly skin that prevented water loss and laid eggs with hard shells that could survive outside of water. This allowed them to colonize a wide range of habitats. Reptiles, in turn, gave rise to mammals, warm-blooded animals that could maintain a constant body temperature. Mammals possessed other advantageous traits like hair or fur for insulation and mammary glands to nourish their young. The journey from the water to land was a pivotal moment in evolution. It opened up a vast new realm for life to explore and diversify. This move onto land led to the evolution of the first terrestrial ecosystems and set the stage for the rise of dinosaurs and eventually mammals. Section 5. Rise of the primates. A new era begins. The reign of the dinosaurs came to a dramatic end about 66 million years ago. This mass extinction event cleared the way for the rise of mammals, including a group of tree-dwelling creatures called primates. Primates possessed several key adaptations that allowed them to thrive in this new world. They had grasping hands and feet, perfect for climbing trees. They also had forward-facing eyes, providing them with excellent depth perception, crucial for navigating the three-dimensional world of the trees. These adaptations, while initially suited for life in the trees, proved to be incredibly versatile. They laid the foundation for the evolution of even more specialized traits, like increased intelligence and tool use, that would define our own lineage. The primates were on their way to an extraordinary destiny. The extinction of the dinosaurs created ecological opportunities for mammals. With their competitors gone, mammals diversified rapidly, filling the vacant ecological niches. Among these burgeoning groups were the primates, our distant ancestors. Section 6. Standing Tall, the Dawn of Humankind. About 6 million years ago, in the heart of Africa, a remarkable transition occurred within the primate lineage. Our ancestors began to walk upright, a defining moment in human evolution. This shift to bipedalism, walking on two legs, was a game-changer. Bipedalism freed up our ancestors' hands, allowing them to use tools and carry objects. It also gave them a more energy-efficient way to travel long distances, crucial in the African savanna. This ability to walk upright set our ancestors on a path that would lead to us. The transition to bipedalism wasn't a sudden event, it was a gradual process, driven by environmental pressures and natural selection. Over millions of years, our ancestors became increasingly adapted to walking upright, a defining characteristic of our lineage. This new way of moving had profound implications. It changed the way our ancestors interacted with their environment, allowing them to exploit new resources and adapt to new challenges. It was a key step in the journey from ape-like creatures to humans. Section 7. From Tools to Civilization, the Ascent of Homo. The story of human evolution is a tale of innovation. One of the most significant milestones was the development of stone tools. Around 2.6 million years ago, a new species emerged in Africa, Homo habilis, known as the handyman. Homo habilis were the first hominins to make and use stone tools. These tools, although simple, gave them an edge in survival. They could use them to butcher animals, access bone marrow, and process plant materials, unlocking new sources of food and energy. The development of tools marked a turning point in human evolution. It signaled a shift towards increasing cognitive abilities and a growing reliance on technology. This marked the beginning of a technological journey that would ultimately lead to modern humans. Homo habilis were still quite primitive compared to modern humans. However, their tool-making abilities set them apart from their predecessors. They were the pioneers, the first to cross the technological Rubicon, paving the way for future generations of toolmakers and innovators.